Hey guys, what is up? So today I'm going to be giving you all a greenhouse tour for May 2025. I just got done filming and uploading the bog garden tour for May 2025. So I'm in the greenhouse now, and I did a bog garden and greenhouse update in the beginning of May before I went to that plant show. So things are a little bit different in here, and in my bog garden tour, you can see I got a couple new plants mainly for the bog garden. I didn't get any main things for in here, so because this year's been mainly like Sarracenia and Venus flytrap kick, but I did get some new Nepenthes. So here we go. We're gonna start with the huge Ventrata as always. Not much has changed. Plenty of new growth points. Haven't cut off any of the pictures yet. Some leaves are dying, but this is the biggest growth point I have on it from the main vine. I'm still gonna cut this down here soon. I'm just waiting on a lot of water because I did restock some sphagnum moss. So I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, or I'm just gonna let this thing grow as much as it can until I have to cut it down. There's 2 more. They're giving me these little baby pictures. Oh well, and the basil shoots are getting really big, and give you some pictures down there. So you know what? Hey, this plant's starting to recover. Springtime's starting to hit it. Here was my first ever Nepenthes. This was my Ventricosa main vine that it flowered, and then it died. The main vine died, so I cut it down, and it has all these basil shoots on it. So it's starting to grow back. It's starting to do good. Here's my Rafflesiana, giving me plenty of kind of like the Ventrata main vine. Nodes are starting to go. There's even a little one down here, and it's starting to really like the hot weather because it's a lowland plant. And yeah, here we have the Gaia. This isn't the main plant, but look at all these basil shoots, and it's almost like grass. That's how much this thing grows. I gave it a repot again. I think I mentioned that in the last video, but I had to throw some sphagnum in there or some perlite in there because I was running on sphagnum moss, and just good to get it out of the way. But up here is where the vine is now. It's actually flowering. Can't see it. Yep, there's a flower. I'm gonna cut it off. I don't have any other flowers, and I like Gaia. I don't want it to slow down, but here's kind of the upper pictures. Kinda. But these next days are gonna be pretty cool, so I'm hoping these next pictures, can't speak, hoping some of these next pictures won't be like, because this is a premature picture. So yeah, there's another little one right there. Caught y'all a glimpse of something I'm excited about. Here's Burbigia crossamira. Gave me this picture right here. Gave me a nice picture jump because this was the earlier picture. This plant tends to like darken up as the pictures get older, so you know what, I'm fine with that. Gave me a nice leaf jump too, so you know what, sure, I like it. Might need a repot here soon, and it's doing pretty good in this spot right here. Here we have the Spectabilis mira. I'm so disappointed that this picture has small lid syndrome. Whatever, I got more chances on it. There's some more leaves that might, this is very flexible, sorry, but gonna be more chances for pictures, and it's even giving me a little basil shoot that's doing pretty good right here. So yeah, give me a couple pictures. I'm not gonna cut off his basil shoots because I've learned that the basil shoots are good and they don't need to be cut off. They're not like flowers for Venus flytraps. You have to cut them off all the time. But here, actually, I lied. This is my Bill Bailey. This is one of the plants I lied about. I said if this thing was to flower, and it did flower, and I cut it off. I cut off the flowers. I was gonna cut down the main vine. I lied hard. I actually really love these highlighter green upper pictures and this really big basil shoot with these dark red / purple pictures. Oh my gosh. And look at this. This thing is just beautiful. I like the way it wrapped around the vine, because these 2 plants have been wrapping around each other. And well, mainly the Bill Bailey. The Bill Bailey really likes to wrap around plants or other things, but the Gaia, this is as much as it'll do. But yeah, wow, I'm like honestly shocked, because I thought whenever I first saw this is one of my first uppers, and I thought, man, that's pretty ugly. I don't like that, and I cut it off. But nope, I really like them whenever they're formed nice like that. Here we have the Ventricosa. This is my first ever Nepenthes cutting I ever took. It came from the same Ventricosa. Give me a little picture right here. It also flowered. I might cut this one down. This one I might not lie about. Because it's got pretty big basal shoots, and I might actually need to move that Ventricosa over here. But you know what? I might cut it down. It's not doing too good. Ain't much to look at. A moth just flew out. Turn around here. Here we have some, if you look over here, you don't see the Capensis flower anymore. That's because, lucky for y'all, I took the flowers in the beginning of May. I took them down and I planted seeds. So we actually have some Cape Sundew seedlings. There's some in here. I already took the lids off. You can barely see anything. They're just sprouting. Here we have Bill Bailey. I need to water these. This is a Bill Bailey I took out of that big tray and I just potted them up. Here's a main vine Ventricosa cutting. Here's another main vine Ventricosa cutting. I accidentally squished the pitcher on, but it's actually an upper pitcher because it came from the main vine and not a basal shoot. So these are all Ventricosa. Yeah, so they're starting to do something. It's starting to do good, just for a little bit until the weather gets hot as crap again. Here we have some Ampullaria Ventricosa cuttings. They're doing okay. I don't know why they're being so slow. It's probably because I cut them down really early. I cut them from basal shoots whenever they had not even 2 leaves or 2 big leaves. Here we have this Alocasia Aslanii. Have no clue. I'm willing to trade it for something. I have no clue. I think I'm frying it with how hot it's been getting in here. So you know what? I'm willing to trade it. I got it for $5 from Carnivoro. Whatever. And here we have the big main show Capensis. It's got some little seedlings and a little division off of it. It's doing okay. It's pretty big. You know, compared to my hand, it's pretty big, but I like the quality over the size. So it's giving me a little flower that I'm gonna cut off. Here we have the Capensis that flowered. It's actually doing really good after it flowered. So this thing catches so many, what is it? Not mosquitoes, but crane flies. Yeah, this thing loves to get crane flies. This one loves to eat fungus gnats, I've noticed. Here's some of the Spatulata seedlings that are actually flowering. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. It's just a pot of Spatulata. I might repot them into like a different pot because why not? Here we have the Sundew terrarium. I cut down most of these flowers, but they're still flowering again. I can cut it off. But I took these flowers off and I put them in a place where they dried, and I just like waved the flower stalks around. So it was the Spatulatas that were flowering, not the Capensis, because this is a leaf cutting from this plant that's going to be in here. It's going to take over, I can tell. But you know what? Why not? If there's baby sundews in here, so be it. I just want this thing to be overrun with sundews, mainly Spatulata, because the Spatulata I don't have like a main pot of besides that. And I got the one Spatulata for free from my Spectabilis Mira. So these things have just become everywhere. Well, not everywhere in here, but a really easy free plant. So I'm not complaining. And here's some good news. Here are the Sundew seedlings. So this is about a month's worth of growth from them. As you can see, I put a big spot of them right there, and I spread them out pretty okay, but they're doing fine. I'm hoping I can get some like weird characteristics, like not alba, because this is just a typical Capensis, but maybe there's some with a little less anthocyanin. Anthocyanin is like the red on the plant. I'm hoping there's not that much of that, or it's just weird. Here's some more. I put some in individual pots right here, and hold on, right here. So these are a lot farther along than those for some reason. I think it's because of higher humidity and not as much sun, or not as much direct sun that they're getting. So yeah. Here we have the other half of my King Henry flower. This was the flower I mentioned in my last bog garden update, the one I just uploaded. And there's this was one of the plants over there that had the sundew in it. The pitcher plant, the Nepenthes, just died like the cutting, so it didn't root. I just decided to throw it in there, make some more King Henry, because I really am wanting more King Henry. And here we have a brand new Nepenthes. So I got this from that local nursery where I got my Ping and my Sarracenia Morii. This is actually Nepenthes, what is it? It's Lowii crossed with Ventricosa. I don't know, like, the name, like, Ampullaria ventricosa is Bloody Mary. This is Briggsana. There we go. Hasn't given pictures yet. Let's give me some tendrils. It might take a little bit to warm up in here, but you know what? It's fine. Here we have Ampullaria ventricosa. It's finally coming back. Oh my gosh, I love Ampullaria ventricosa. Just give me another picture back here that just popped. Cool. And it's giving me some more little basil shoots, so can't wait. I might take more cuttings of these whenever they're more established. Just take one cutting and make sure I have a spare alive plant, because it's always a risk taking cuttings. Here we have the Rubigiae Maxima Taligensis. Give me some of these little pictures, giving me plenty of shoots to work with off the main vine. I'm hoping I might actually cut off the main vine and put them back into the soil so that they'll grow, or I'm hoping it will give me a basil shoot rather than do this, because this, ugh. And here's the last three we're going to talk about. Here's the Ventrata. These are just two plants that I keep spare. Here we have a Gaia with its huge picture back there. These ones are growing slowly, but I don't care. Less work for me, as I always say for these. So you know what, it's fine. Here we have some golden pothos cuttings from my room. I need to refill the water, but they're actually starting to grow. I cut down another golden pothos and I have it in like a little glass container in my window, and they actually rooted a lot faster than this. I'm pretty sure it's because it's not like 1,000,000 degrees in my room, but you know what? I got some more pothos. I might need to pot those up here soon, but yeah. Oh, last plant, this little succulent. I have no clue what it is, but it grows these extra plants out of the end of it. Don't know. It just looks cool in here. Looks like I can kind of fit in, but you know what? That's about it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.